Franklin making the play defensively on the far side was Joe Malkowski, but not before another first down was initiated on that pass play by Triton College.
Very fine pass by replacing quarterback Chris Key as he was rolling to his left and made a good effort.
11 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in the football game. Triton leads it by a score of 27-0. I'm Bob Bruneau, along with Sports Information Director at Triton College, Jim Mallon. Coming wide to the right side is Williams once again, and dropping back to pass is Key. Key's looking for his receiver, Williams, and Williams is trying to fight back against the defender, and it could be offensive pass interference, could be defensive pass interference too. We'll have to wait and see. As Franklin was working against the defensive back there, Rucker, and both of them were fighting for position at the 30-yard line on the near side. Let's see what happens.
I think you're right with your first observation, Bob, against the offense. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, Rucker is pleading his case, so you would think, obviously, that he would be the one who would be the guilty party. However, we'll wait and see. Interference against the offense. Offensive pass interference against Triton. So we're going to have a walk-off against Triton, and Rucker must have felt guilty, but he can breathe a sigh of relief now.
That's for sure. Ball was underthrown just a little bit by quarterback Chris Key, and that caused for the receiver to come back and kind of nail Rucker in the back a little bit there, causing the penalty.
Okay, now the ball is moved back to the Triton 47-yard line, and it's second down and a good 25 yards to go. He is the quarterback now, replacing Guy Manella, and the left offensive tackle moves prematurely. Jumping up in the air was Greg Hollingsworth, a 6'1", 285-pound tackle. He's a big one. And he must have forgot the count, and he just raised a little too early, Jim.
So the Trojans in the last two plays have marched back 20 yards, and they were in range of scoring as their ball was marked on the Thornton 38-yard line. Now they're back on their own 42, so they've been moving the wrong way here.
Well, that can be a problem when you have the shock troops in there, and that's exactly what we've got now, the replacements for the football game.
Could make for a long fourth quarter.
Coming out wide to the near side this time for Triton is Tim Milley. Wide to the left side is Schaefer. Key drops back to pass. Now they're on that moving drop play. They get the Mixon. He's across midfield. 45-40 down to the 35 and across the 35 to about the 33 of Thornton. They're going to mark the ball at the 35-yard line.
Quarterback Chris Key with a handoff to number 44, the tailback, Andre Mixon.
Mixon got a good pickup on that play, negotiated some good yardage, got all the way down to the 35-yard line before he was brought down by Rucker, but good enough for another Triton first down.
Bob, I believe that brings it up to, that ball is now marked on the 35-yard line, so they still have about 6 yards to go for a Trojan first down, but at least they're back up to where the line of scrimmage was, and they have a big third down play here if they plan on retaining the possession of the football.
Franklin wide left, starts in the slot to the left. Mixon shifts from the I to the deuce backfield. Mixon and Burnett, they give to Burnett, the first back through. He gets across the 30, down to the 25, and across the 25 to about the 23. And once again, making the tackle, I do believe, was Rucker. No, check that. A new back into the game for Thornton. That was Robert Nelson. But the yardage gained on that play by Burnett was good enough for another Triton first down.
Well, now that I was kind of putting down Triton in their penalty calls, and now all of a sudden two big plays by Mixon and Burnett bring the ball right back up. They get a first down, and they're right again. They're striking on the door of the Bulldogs.
10 minutes and 40 seconds remain in this football game. And Triton on the move again. They lead it 27-0. Key takes the snap from center, gives it to Mixon. Mixon gets down to the 20-yard line before he's met and dropped right on the spot, right at that 20-yard line. Making the play was Eldridge Walker, a 6'2", 215-pound linebacker.
Mixon having a little trouble with his balance there on that play. Just got his feet clipped a little at the line of scrimmage, just enough to throw him off, and only picking up 3 on the play.
Pick up a 3 yards in the play. Second down and 7 now for Triton as they break their huddle. Wide to the left side is Harris. Coming wide to the right side is Harris. Burnett and Mixon are the running backs behind Key in the I formation. In motion from left to right is Harris. And we've got a illegal motion penalty called against Triton before that play ever got off.
That was number 69, Troy Robertson. who just kind of stood up and did the Statue of Liberty there, waiting for somebody to hit him, and nothing was happening.
They pull Troy right away, and they insert into the lineup Troy, rather they pull Troy, and they insert Roy McKnight. So Troy's going to get pulled with 9:45 remaining in the football game.
Once again, that 4 on the scoreboard does not indicate the 4 points for Thornton. There is just a malfunction in our scoreboard here at the school.
Harris in motion from left to right. Chances are this is the same play they called a moment ago. He's dropping back to pass. He's being pressured, and he's going to be thrown to the turf for a sack at about the 30-yard line. He just had nowhere to go with that as moving in to make the play defensively for Thornton on the play.
Ken Hunter.
Ken Hunter, the defensive end.
He's had a fine game this afternoon for the Bulldogs.
Franklin comes back into the lineup for Triton, and he gives the play to quarterback Key. Okay, 3rd and about 15 now for Triton. The ball inside the Thornton 30 at the Bulldog 29-yard line. Mixon and Burnett in the deuce backfield. He gets the first back, Burnett, and he's getting up close to the 20-yard line, but they're going to be stopped short of 20.
Thornton doing a good job of tackling the football, but Burnett, a strong running back, was able to hold on to the ball and retain possession.
They're going to mark the ball to 23. It'll be 4th down and about 11 yards to go for Triton. So let's see if they bring in the field goal toe of Tracy Steele. They do. And Tracy will attempt another field goal. They've got the ball marked, let's see, now at the 23. They'll spot it at the 30. So let's call it a 40-yard field goal as you allow 10 yards for the end zone. And there's an official timeout on the field taken by Triton College. So with 8 minutes and 15 seconds remaining, we've got timeout on the field with the score. Triton 27 and Thornton nothing. The field goal kicking team coming onto the field now for Triton. And let's see if Steele's going to do the kicking once again. He may have been replaced. We saw him run out into the field.
Offensive line coach Joe Serpico trying to get his troops organized here as they send out number 52 of the Trojans. That's Jim Cavaliers to discuss something with the referee.
That's what happens when you have a lot of players dressed for this game. I don't know how many players you have dressed for the game, Jim, but there's quite a few down here on the near sideline.
There sure is. I'll tell you, I have cramps in my fingers after I type up the roster every year, and
a lot of uniforms, too.
Yeah.
Tracy Steele will attempt this field goal of 40 yards. He's got it up. It's good! With 8 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the football game, Tracy Steele just kicked a 40-yard field goal to increase the Triton lead over Thornton by a score of 30-0. So we've got a laugher here in River Grove as Triton leads Thornton by a score of 30-0. And with a timeout on the field, we're going to pause for this timeout from Triton College.
These sunsets are brought to you by the National Society to Prevent Blindness. Take a good look, and while you're looking, think about the 50,000 Americans who will lose their vision this year. Then help save the sunsets. Give to prevent blindness.
We're back at Triton Stadium, and McGlynn gets off the kick, a high end-over-end kick taken by Jenkins, but he fumbles it at the 30-yard line, and there's a scramble for the ball, and Triton has recovered. Triton College recovered the ball that was fumbled by Jenkins. Jenkins and Tobel were back, and Jenkins just could not corral that football, and so Triton will have the ball 1st and 10 yards to go just inside the Thornton 30-yard line. And boy, that's a break for the second stringers at Triton College, Jim, and hopefully they can get another score on the board here.
Sure, it's good for the offense, give them a chance to get out there, get a little bit of junior college experience, and it's going to help later on in the long run during the season.
Okay. This time it gets to the first back through. That's Burnett. And he goes right up the middle to about the 20-yard line. If that's the case, they'll have a 10-yard gain and another first down for Triton.
That's number 35. Wow, that's Scott Bradley, another new player in for the Trojans.
Okay, we'll correct that. We inadvertently called him Burtonette. It was Bradley. And he got not quite a 10-yard pickup on the play, but it's ever so close. That's called second and inches. It's a good passing down, always second and short. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Williams lines up wide to the left. Starks in the slot to the left. Bradley and Mixon are the running backs. He barks out the signals. The Starks goes in motion. They give it to Mixon, and Mixon goes right up the middle across the 15-yard line, and then he's met and put right upright and put to the ground.
That's the 19th first down for the Triton College Trojans this afternoon.
And making the tackle defensively for Thornton was Eldridge Walker, the 6'2", 215-pound linebacker. A 6-yard gain on the play. Good enough for another Triton first down. And that ball is spotted at the Thornton 14-yard line. Wide to left is Derek Jones. Wide right, Charles Williams. Okay, Key drops back to pass, and they give it on the draw play to another new back in the game for Triton. And he gets inside the 10-yard line. That was Delvin Bailey, who's been a return man. And he gets inside the 10, inside the 5, and all the way down to about the 2-yard line. And Delvin Bailey picks up another Triton first down on his first carry. He picks up sizable yardage right up the middle, and it'll be first and goal from about the 3-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Bob, I'm running out of space here on my stat sheet for players' names. I hope he doesn't put too many more in.
Okay, lining up wide to the left is Schaefer. Wide to the right side is Harris. Key gives it to the first back too. That's Bradley. Bradley trying to get in the end zone. He stopped short of the goal line, however. 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the football game. Again, the score is 30-0. The scoreboard clock is malfunctioning, and that indication for the guest score of 4 is incorrect. It's 30-0. Bradley may have gotten a gain, but the way they spotted it, it looks like no gain on the play.
Somebody's down for the Bulldogs. Number 88, Ken Hunter. He's done a fine job today from Thornton and finds himself laying on his back there now inside the 5-yard line.
Okay, so it's second goal from about the 2-yard line. And again, as Jim mentioned, we've got a player down on the field. So we've got an injury timeout on the field. Again, the injured player is Ken Hunter, 6'3", 235-pound defensive end, who's a sophomore at Thornton Community College. And he's shaken up, but seems to be okay as he gets back up on his feet. Let's see whether or not he stays in the game. He's going to hoof this one off to the sideline.
The big man so far today for the Trojans has been fullback Jack Cochran. On 18 carries, he gained 141 yards, and he's really been the man today for Triton College, in my opinion. He scored one touchdown and had some big carries that were all bunched up at the right times, and I think he'll be my most valuable player.
Okay, we're back in action. Second goal now. They did give him about a 1-yard gain on the play. Second goal from about the 1-yard line. He gives it to, fakes to the first back and pitches back to the second back, Bailey. And Bailey's going to lose some yardage in the play as the pursuit angle by Thornton was excellent. And they were able to stop Bailey on the play for a couple of yards lost, rather.
Number 56, Eldridge Walker, doing a good job there of keeping Bailey on the line and not being able to make that break into the end zone.
About a 1.5 yards lost, so now it'll be third down and goal, and the ball in between the 3 and the 4-yard line. Let's call it the 3.5.
Clock continues to run. 5:20 left in the football game. 30-0 in favor of Triton.
Starks wide right. The backs of Bradley and Bailey in the I formation. A quick count. They give it to Bradley. He goes right up the gut. However, he's met and stood up there and thrown back for little or no gain on the play.
The entire defensive line of the Bulldogs kind of met Bradley head on, and I don't think they're going to give him anything. Maybe one. They gave him 1 yard on the play.
Bailey had his head down, but they stood him right up. So it's fourth down now and goal, and the field goal kicking team is back into the game for Triton. Tracy Steele will do the honors once again.
This is going to be a short one for him, Bob. This is only going to be a 20-yarder. He's hit 3, one from 27, one from 37, and one from 40. So this should be a chip shot.
Perkins with the placement. It's a fake. Perkins has the ball. He's going to ramble around the left end. Let's see if he makes it in. He does. 2 yards. Bryant to touchdown to attempt known as Perkins, a 10-yard run, and it's a touchdown as opposed to the field goal attempt. It's a touchdown as Perkins did the fake. And so Perkins gets a 10-yard touchdown run, and now the score is increased to 36-0, and Steele, who is going to attempt the field goal, will attempt the extra point.
Triton pouring it on now.
Well, we've got
This is something that they work on in practice, and you know, you really do want to use it in a game once in a while, and this is one of the good times to do it. Ed Yonkis trying everything here, getting all his players in.
Here's the extra point attempt. Perkins with a placement. The kick is up. It's good. So with 4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the football game, our score from Triton Stadium is now Triton 37, Thornton Community College nothing, as we've got a real laugher here in River Grove. Okay, and we've got a lot of players who are not seeing action this afternoon, and one of those players who has a cast down on the sideline and who's indicating that their number one, them being Triton College, is Frank LeCory, and Frank not seeing action today with a cast.
Now, he had a little miscue there at practice a couple weeks ago, and he's going to be out for a little while, but we look for Frank to be back and help the Trojans later on in the season.
Okay, and again, the Triton cheerleaders down on the sideline trying to instill enthusiasm into the crowd here at Triton Stadium, as Triton leads, as we mentioned, by a score of 37-0, 4:22 remaining in the football game. Hopper back to kick off this time. Tolbert and Jenkins back deep at the 15 for Thornton. Hoffer kicking into the wind, and the wind knocks the ball off the tee, so they'll have to tee it up again.
4:22 left in our football game.
Hoffer will have to tee it up again, Jim.
Triton in total control. This one is nobody scored in the first quarter, believe it or not, and nobody scored in the third quarter either, and all the scoring has been done in the second and fourth.
Okay, Hoffer gets the ball off this time. It's a short kick against the wind at the 20, and Jenkins tried to get it initially. However, he was unable to get control of the football, and so coming up to pick the football was Robert Nelson, and then he was hit immediately. Robert's a big kid, a slender kid, checking in at 6'1" and 160, but Jenkins could not get the handle on the football, and Nelson was jelly on the spot to control it for Thornton with 4:14 remaining here in the football game, and Triton on top by a score of 37-0.
Well, Thornton still going with their number one offensive unit here. I'm sure they'd really like to put something on the board. Bob, I don't know how it would be. I never really was out there, but going 3 games without scoring a touchdown, that has to be disheartening.
It certainly is demoralizing as Suggs comes out wide left, and the spot to left is Williams. Again, the quarterback is Zondor looking for the quick in pass to Suggs, but he overthrows it. Overthrew it by a mile at about the 35-yard line. Applying the defensive pressure for Triton on that play was Kevin Kroom, 5'11", 185-pound cornerback for Triton.
Zondor has 19 attempts so far today through the air. He's completed 6. So that's not really that good of a percentage. And it just kind of emphasizes exactly how well the Trojan defense is, or maybe on the other hand, how poorly the Thornton offense has been doing.
Coming wide left is Gibbs this time. Wide to right is Suggs. Zondor dropping back to pass. He's got pressure. He has to elude that pressure. Gets the pass off to McMillan at the 32-yard line. He goes to the left, stops, goes to the right this time, and crosses the 35. He gets out to about the 37-yard line before he's met and dropped by Ron Hamiel. And a lot of pressure being applied that time by Zondor, but he eluded that pressure very nicely.
He is a good moving quarterback. He has a good sense of where he's at on the field, and I think that's a good asset on his part.
Robert Pope was the one who applied that defensive pressure, and he just checked out of the defensive lineup for the Triton Trojans. The tight end in the game now for Thornton for the first time, lining up on the left side, is Jeff Jandrius. And we've got a full house backfield. Power left, and Zondor gives the ball to the I formation. There's a fumble, and coming up with the football on the far sideline for Triton College, and being awake defensively was Dale Martin. And Dale Martin was jolly on the spot to recover the fumble and give the Triton the ball back once again, as Thornton is just having their troubles offensively, rather, as Nelson could not take that handoff cleanly from Zondor, and so Triton has the ball once again, and a good play that time by Dale Martin. Good heads-up football by the defensive back.
That's the third fumble on the afternoon so far for the Bulldogs, and Triton has recovered all three, and that's kind of an indication of what's happened all year. The Trojans so far this year have fumbled 3 times and have not lost any. The opponents have fumbled 5 times, and the Trojans have recovered 4.
Triton has the ball, first down and 10 yards to go, working from the Thornton 42-yard line. Again, the quarterback is Key. He gives to Tracy Steele this time, and Steele gets good yardage across the 30-yard line down to about the 27 as the place kicker's in the football game, and he runs one from scrimmage and does a nice job picking up another Triton first down as he picks up good yardage, about 15 yards on the play. And it's first down and 10 yards to go once again for Triton, and the ball marked at the Thornton 28. We're coming up on the 3-minute mark remaining in the game, Jim.
Boy, I'd hate to see Jan Stenerud or Bob Thomas get in the backfield and try running in the pros. I'll tell you, they're pulling out all the stops there, aren't they?
Tracy's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Starks wide right. Bailey and Steele are the running backs for Chris Key. Quick pitch to Bailey. Bailey working the right side, cuts it up inside the end across the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and he's brought down about the 5-yard line
Flag
from
on the
behind.
play around the 15-yard line.
Lawrence Tolliver made the play, but there is a play, as Jim mentioned, at the 15.
Flip against Triton.
And it's clipping against Triton, and it's the old Nemesis.
Sure is.
Penalties again for Triton caused them to lose a good play by Bailey and increase his individual stats anyhow.
Yeah, that's their 14th so far this afternoon against Triton. And a lot of those that came at crucial situations also, Bob, like you mentioned throughout the first half. Who knows what the score would be if those wouldn't have come about.
So the ball has been moved back now to the Thornton 31-yard line. Triton once again will be on the attack offensively from there. Going wide to the left side is Schaefer. The backfield, the deuce backfield behind Key is Steele and Bailey. They give it to Steele. He's a big one. He rambles down inside the 20-yard line to about the 15 or 16.
He's going to be close to another Trojan first down. Excuse me, Bob. Triton so far with 21 first downs on the day, and make that number 22 as Tracy Steele, the place kicker, picks up another Trojan first down.
He did a good job on that play, getting the ball all the way down to the 16-yard line. It's first down and 10 once again for Triton. We're under 2 minutes with 1:50 remaining in the football game as the scoreboard clock continues to rotate. Harris is wide right. Harris shifts out of the deuce, or out of the eye, that's the deuce. First back through is Steele. He's all the way down near the goal line.
Very close for another first down.
Things happen so quickly we had trouble keeping up with it as Steele got that quick handoff on the quick count. Went right up the middle on a counter trap blocking type play, and they moved all the way down to about the 2-yard line, so it'll be first and goal from the 2-yard line for Triton.
That is another first down for the Trojans. Tracy Steele, listed here in the program as a fullback. Obviously, he's also a pretty good place kicker. He comes in at 5'11", 236 pounds, so he is a big man.
Deuce backfield behind Key. My guess is Steele. I'm right. They give the ball to Steele. He tries to get to the goal line, but he's met by the forward wall and thrown back. No gain on the play.
That's the first time so far Steele had carried 3 times for 23 yards, so that's the first time he has been stopped for nothing.
Everybody in the house, expected that play, including us up here in the box.
We're under a minute, 45 seconds, the clock ticking.
Thornton expected the play as well, and that's why they were ready defensively. Wide left is Schaefer, starts on the right side. He again, this time to Bailey. Bailey's going to get near the goal line and into the end zone. He gets over that goal line for another Triton touchdown with exactly a half minute remaining on the scoreboard clock. And it's been all Triton here this afternoon at Triton Stadium. And now the score moves up to 43-0 for Triton as Delvin Bailey took the handoff this time. A good call. They faked the ball to Steele and gave it to Bailey. They worked the play to Steele the time before, which set up that play. They ran the same play. They faked the ball to Steele, gave to Bailey this time.
Right.
Bailey was able to score a bad snap. So the holder's going to try to drop back and throw a pass. Now he's running for his life back there. He has Mixon near the goal line, but he cannot catch that pass. It goes incomplete. And the extra point attempt on a pass by Norris Perkins to Mixon is not good. And so, again, as we mentioned, with exactly a half-minute remaining in the football game, Triton leads it by a score of 43-0.
Bob, we've seen a little bit of everything today. I'll tell you, I've never seen so many snaps from center for the extra point being fumbled. And that was the first time where Triton has not capitalized on that. Earlier in the first, after the first score, Norris Perkins picked it up and ran around right end for a two-point conversion. Then on the fake, of course, here in the fourth quarter. So that was the first time that Triton did not capitalize on, shall we say, one of their mistakes.
Okay, Jim, it's been all Triton, as we've mentioned throughout the broadcast. You don't mean to sound redundant, but you can't argue with the facts, and it's 43-0. Triton over Thornton with just a half-minute remaining, as Triton will line up now and kick off the Thornton. And Thornton will try everything they can do, hopefully to get a score on the scoreboard before this game has been drawn to a conclusion. Teeing up the football at the 40-yard line, we'll switch kickers once again, and we'll go back to McGlynn. And back deep once again at about the 15-yard line is Talbert and Jenkins. McGlynn waiting for the indication from the official to get his kick underway. He receives that. He approaches the ball and gets off an end-over-end kick that's taken at about the 20-yard line by Talbert. And Talbert gets up to the 25-yard line and maybe across the 25 to the 26 or 27 before he's tackled and brought down.
There's a flag lying on the 39-yard or the 41-yard line back here in Triton territory. So obviously somebody was offsides on the kicking team. We'll have to wait and see.
Again, the score 43-0. That 4 you see for Guest is a malfunction of the scoreboard. It's locked in place, and so the score actually is 43-0. 22 seconds remaining, and offsides on the kickoff as referee Harry Slinger makes that indication. So Thornton will send Triton back to kick it all over again, and instead of kicking from the 40-yard line, we're going to go back to the 35-yard line as everybody in the place having a good time here this afternoon, especially with this big win by Triton over Thornton.
It's been seat cushion day here today, Bob. I'll have to get your seat cushion before we leave here.
Seat cushions, nobody provided us with seat cushions today. Could use one, however. McGlynn tees up the ball again. He's had a little trouble with the wind blowing it off the tee, but it looks ready this time. Okay, he approaches the ball and gets the kick underway. A nice high end-over-end kick. This is Jenkins at the 18. Oh, that was Dwight at the 18. He lost it, but Nelson comes up with the ball again on the fumble, and Nelson breaks out of the pack and gets him over the 40-yard line. And there's a flag on the play with 13 seconds remaining. If we hadn't had so many flags in this game could have been over about an hour ago.
Yes, you're right.
Okay, and the walk-off once again. Guess who it's going against, Sam?
I'm
Triton
running out
College.
of room on my penalty column here that's their 16th of the day.
Another major walk-off, personal foul being assessed against Triton. So the ball moves all the way into Trojan territory. The ball's marked at the Trojan 44-yard line, and the Bulldogs are in business, but they only have 13 seconds within which to work. They trail 43-0. Zondor still the quarterback. He has the deuce backfield behind him. Drops back to pass. Quick look in for Gibbs. Gibbs has got the catch on the far sideline. He does a little gypsy doodle over there to try to avoid the defenders. And he's brought down, but not after he picks up a first down in the play. And they're going to move it all the way down now to about the Triton 32-yard line.
So Thornton is going to try to get those first points on the board of the 1984 season. And Triton's going to do the best they can to avoid that.